Hello, it's Thursday. Hi, hello. I am excited to be back with y'all. I hope everyone's been having a good week. This Thursday, today, is my last day at my school job for the summer. I have 2 months off, well, off. I have to be parenting, obviously, and doing tons of readings and sessions, sacred soul sessions. This is your time to book if you've been interested in having a session with me. I've opened up most of June or a lot of June, so if you have been waiting to get a session, you should book. I will put the link to book in my description. Um, I love giving like free or like this is all the stuff I give for free. But if you want like one-on-one, let's hang out and really get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on with you and receive messages just for you and healing just for you, then you can have a session. It's a real honor to support people on their journeys. So let me know if you want one. You can book at the link I'm pointing down. Okay. Uh, all right. So today I'm talking about I had a dear friend. Sometimes I get nervous. My friends are going to find my content and think I'm weird or like schizophrenic, which is okay. I don't know if anyone has thought that. They haven't told me, but I did have a friend reconnect that I had in New Orleans who asked me a really awesome question. I'm going to talk about that today, which was like, how can you feel your heart, get in touch with your heart, and be more authentic? I think that was the gist of the question. So such a good question because this was something again, I'm speaking from my own experience. That's what these videos are. All the stuff I've thought about after my spiritual experience, trying to make sense of it, and my healing journey. I was really removed from myself post trauma. And so I didn't know what my authentic self was. I remember like looking at happy people and being jealous of them because they just seemed so effortless in how they went through the world. And I would just look at them and just feel so really just dejected. I just felt like wrong in myself, like because I'd been so traumatized. I was holding on to a lot of negative feelings about myself. And so I totally understand feeling removed from your authentic self and your heart. So they really go hand in hand. Again, like I was very removed from my heart. Like when I first went to therapy, we had to like draw ourselves, and like my heart space, it was like covered in like red because it was like me in this like blue dress, and then it was like red over my heart. I threw away all those therapy drawings, but now that I'm telling my story, I wish I would have kept them because they were kind of intense. But that's what it felt like. I felt like not only was I not in touch with my heart, but it felt like my heart was like full of pain. I know you can't really tell now. Just kidding. But that's what healing does when you get really real about what's going on with you. It doesn't matter if other people tell you you're fine. It doesn't matter if people say you should be feeling a certain way about a certain thing, or that, you think maybe your problems weren't as bad as other people's and you should be feeling okay. It doesn't matter what you should think or what you think you should be feeling. It's about what's actually going on with you. That's like the journey of your soul that you can try to avoid it, like I did too. But eventually you're going to have to do it. It would be better just to like, get on the path on your own instead of being like forced to like through like shutdowns in life, which sometimes happens. Um, so really when I started my healing journey, I wanted to feel my heart. That's what I said at age 23 to myself. I want to feel what's underneath all these yucky feelings. Because even though at that point I'd been dismissed from therapy, I just felt like I say, if you've heard any of my interviews, I say this exact line all the time. It felt like something was on top of my heart and I wanted to find out what was under it. So you really, you really just need to get still and centered in your own experience and bring your awareness to your heart center. It's like I did it like physically, like feeling it, what's there. I still have to do it because my life is mostly like pretty good now, but I get, it's really easy to lose touch with what's going on inside, even if, I spend a lot of time feeling like trying to be in touch with it, but then it's like, oh, life is kind of okay, or I have a lot going on, it doesn't matter. But it really is better just to stay tuned into that all the time. Uh, so yeah, just sit in stillness, bring your awareness to your heart center and like feel what is there. Underneath whatever feelings are on top of your heart or whatever's like underneath it is love and God. That's what I found in my spiritual experience. It's like our real connection. Um, And the heart chakra, if you're into chakras, I know I have many different kinds of people that watch me, I think. There's like, we have the upper chakras and the lower chakras, and the heart center is like the one that connects heaven and earth, and that's like energetic. So I would just sit with it, start to feel what's there. You can journal, and you can just kind of ask, like, like just put it out there to your angels, to God, the source, to create the creator, to source. Help me feel what's under my heart, or help me feel my heart. And like, you'll just be led to healing experiences. That's what happened to me. I just, kept like, being presented with different people in my journey to help me heal. Like, and it was barely noticed. I didn't even notice these people would come into my life, because they would come so like effortlessly, like easily into my life, and just start to help me see things a different way, or like heal in different ways. And it was not like a big fanfare. It was just people meeting me where I was and where I really needed help. So yeah, getting honest about how you feel, and like being brave about feeling what you're feeling, and being brave enough to release some of the feelings if you're holding on to some negative feelings. You really are love. And it's not, I know there's a lot of, when I look online, I'm trying not to look online too much, because I teach from my own experiences, but like a lot of people are like, it's not just love and light. There's like more than that. And that's true. But in my spiritual experience, what I saw and felt was like, it's all love. Like I was healed by love. I was healed by God's love. I was healed by these angels. And it was like love, 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 like a lot, and a lot of light. But so that's kind of the goal. That's where I try to live from. And that's truly what healed me. I guess the criticism would come from pretending that everything feels like love when you're actually angry, that, or like feeling bad, and then being like, but I feel loving. I'm not sure. I will say, when my spiritual experience started, I'd been doing a fair amount of healing to that point, like energy healing. I'd been doing all this yoga to get embodied. I'd been praying. It was like really internal, because no one on the outside for most of my life knew I was going through any of this, except for a few people, um, or like going through all these healing kind of shifts in my life. But even though I'd started doing all this healing, like when my spiritual experience started, I'd never talk about this in interviews, or like, it's not fun or cute, but like every angry, sad feeling I had was released from me. And I was going to like a healers during my STE, because like these feelings were coming up. I would like be like, I would just like, okay, I was seeing all this light, I was experiencing all this beauty, but at the same time, anything that wasn't in alignment with all that light was just coming up, and it was not pretty. It was really intense. It was like anger that I had held on to since I was 13, maybe since before that, from my family stuff. And it was just like coming out, and it was really not, it was really intense, but I was able to clear it. I had to know that I had to really let the love in, and like feel completely loved, and like release those feelings and not hold on to them, because they weren't me. That was just the really wounded part of me. That was a huge part of my spiritual experience. So releasing whatever feelings you're holding on to that aren't really in alignment with your beautiful, beautiful, holy God self, like just like releasing and letting them come out. You can do that through like working with a trusted healer. You can do that just through your own spiritual knowing. It can be a lot of my healing did help from, I did heal a lot from working with different people that really witnessed or like saw me and held space for me. Not to say like, oh, you should be doing a certain thing. They just took, like, met me where I was and helped me work through different feelings. Um, so somatic work was really helpful. There's so much out there now, but just like go with where you're feeling called, or like where you feel led, or where you're meeting different healers that will help you. Yeah, I couldn't really force them. And when I was doing all this healing, it was like 2006, 2007, 2008, even like 2003 is when it really started. I mean, that was like 20 years ago. There wasn't like Instagram. There wasn't like people talking about healing. I mean, most I learned about it from my stepdad was like never talk about it, which is part of why I don't know. It took me a long time to talk about, and I don't do a bunch of content because of that. I feel like it's not me, but also anyway. So feel your feelings, get honest about how you're feeling, and release what doesn't belong to you anymore, and get recentered in your your light, your truth, your heart, because you like are a beautiful person. It's just letting that love in and letting yourself feel okay with who you are. And I think that's related to your authentic self. Um, when you're your authentic self, you're able to be the same person no matter where you are. And I think I have a problem with that because sometimes I'm like to myself in like every situation. Um, but I guess that's how we're supposed to be. If y'all have seen Vinnie Tolman's, I always talk about the same experiencers, but I really vibrate or like connect with certain people's near death or spiritual experiences. And one was Vinnie Tolman. I'm sorry if you've heard me talk about his experience. I'll link that as well in the description. Sorry, I've never done that before. But he was told like before you can know to like love in his near death experience, he just thought the most important thing was love, and he was expecting his guide that was taking him through this experience to tell him, oh yeah, love is number one. But he was like, no, number one is authenticity, because you can't really enter love until you're your authentic self, meaning like wherever you are, if it's your office, the gym, your friends, like you're still being yourself and you feel okay being yourself. So I think that is something to think about. I'll link that so you can see it. And I guess it's just accepting who you are, not being afraid of who you are, and just letting yourself be your beautiful self. You were born to be who you are. You weren't born to be another person besides you. And I think that's all I have to say about it. Bring your awareness to your heart, accept what's there, feel the love that's underneath it. And you can do that as a meditation, um, where you just sit in stillness and feel your heart. And I think that many of us have an awareness of our heart center, but I think because my trauma was so like fast and extreme, it came out of nowhere. Like I really knew that there was something. It felt really pronounced that there was this feeling on top of my heart, maybe. But now it is like it's a little harder. I have to. It's like not as intense, so I have to maybe like concentrate a little more. But I will say, if it makes anyone feel better, when I was first starting therapy, my therapist would be like, "How are you feeling?" And I would be like, "What? Like I have no idea." And also, am I even allowed to have feelings? Like I didn't even know I could have feelings. I didn't even know how I felt. Um, so I think, just knowing how you feel and accepting it's okay to feel however you feel. You should feel that way. And then like if, as you heal, you can like clear any of those negative like feelings that you don't want to hang on to. Um yeah, we're all processing a lot of emotion right now. I think a lot of things are coming up to be healed and cleared. Like, um, this is getting long, but I'm going to keep going. When I was on my healing journey, I remember thinking at age 25 that I'd finished healing, and I was really glad that I'd healed all the way at that point. And like, haha, JK, jokes on me. Like, I'm still not done healing. Like, it's a cyclical process. So, like, as much as I have reached points where I feel pretty healed of certain things, like it goes deeper and deeper, and I heal different levels and layers of everything. So, as I did so much internal healing, and then, sharing publicly is a whole nother level of healing that is bringing up, some feelings. It's getting, I navigate that. I navigate fear, as I talked about last week, or I navigate different things. And ultimately, it's just getting back into that state of love, that truly healing state that just completely healed me all the way. No, it heals me. That's what's been so hard, is that I felt all the healing and all the love, and then it like stopped, and I had to like figure out how to hold on to it in my earthly life, in my real life. So that's why I make all these videos, because I spent like years thinking about this. I was never planning on sharing about it. Like my ego didn't want to share about it, but if I can help you from all of my overthinking about all my healing process, then I'm very thankful, because we all resonate with different things, and you might resonate with me overanalyzing my healing journey and my spiritual experiences. So, and I'm really thankful if you do, because I love all the people I've met doing this. So anyway, I hope that let's see, is there anything else? I think that's it. Oh, the other thing is like forgiveness practices. There's so many good ones for that. So I did a great video, not great, I did an intense video about forgiveness like a few weeks ago, but I'm really into doing a Course in Miracles this year. Course in Miracles has like so much on forgiveness. I would just look at that book or look at it online. You can go online and search forgiveness, and there's just great practices. Because I think when we're holding on to unforgiveness, it really does like stop the flow of love and energy in our hearts. So I'll link the Course in Miracles as well down there. Okay. Bye, guys. I'll see you next week. Oh gosh, I almost forgot. The last thing I wanted to share about were a couple downloads I've gotten recently. Downloads for me, they don't happen all the time. I don't live like a really overly spiritual life other than doing this stuff, but I have gotten some downloads lately. Two in particular that I thought were really helpful that I'm going to share about. These downloads have come really early in the morning, right when I'm like waking up, and they're very wordless, and it's like massive amounts of teaching in 1 second wordlessly. The first one is energy bodies. So um, it was like our world is not real. The knowledge, the knowing was that we need to be more in touch with our energy bodies than and like living within the world as we go through the world, which is something I saw at the end of my experience. I was like, so like, whoa, how am I in this world, in this body? Like I felt all energy. And it's just happening now. It's going to be easier for you to navigate the world around you and all of the changes happening if you can visualize your chakras and clear your chakras. Like basically, you don't you could just do golden light, but I do believe in chakras. I've experienced and seen them, and it's just like light that goes through your body. And like if you can center in that energy, it'll be much easier for you. I think I've felt that lately. Like it almost feels like I'm only energy, and it feels really kind of scary when you're like, wait, what's happening? Because if you're more in tune with your physical world than your energetic world, it's just going to feel a little off kilter. So it'll help you stay centered if you can center in your energy body. I love Suzanne Giesemann's chakra meditation. Another thing, I have like 80 million links in this video. It's another thing I'll link below. It's just one easy way to like clear your chakras, but basically you just visualize each color and strengthen it. And as you do that, you can feel which ones need like more attention or more light. It's just going to help you navigate life better if you can feel more of your energy body. Because I'm getting the sense, like what I'm seeing, at least this is definitely some of my friends, like it's so overwhelming, like the energy right now. It is just way easy to like turn it off and drink, like just drink or like do something, like ignore, like, because it's so powerful right now. But it'll help if you can like just center in your energy. The other download I got recently, these are all in the last month or two, was I wrote about it kind of recently, but it was that the divine world and what comes from the divine world and source is different than what happens in the human world. It was a very profound download, but like getting the words across for it is like kind of hard, but it just felt like what comes from God's world is like seems maybe confusing or strange, but because it doesn't always fit in the human um what we've made as our human world, and like obviously we're trying to keep like bring the human world more into alignment with the divine world, but like um yeah, it's just you can't always see like divine stuff from a human lens because it won't make sense if you try to do that, I guess was the download. It was more for helping me like deal with my fears of putting myself out there. It was like my experience was like from a divine place, and it might not always make sense in the human world. But I think spiritual experiences are like that, and spiritual journeys are like that because our human world has gotten like so far removed from uh like spiritual knowing, but it's coming back together, I hope. That's the hope. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I think every experiencer I know is like oversharing online all the time. At least I don't know. My friends are not oversharing, but like let's get the message out. Let's tell our experiences. Let's tell our story. Now's the time. So hope that was helpful. This is probably the longest video I've done. So, if you watched this whole time, I love you. I'm really proud of you for listening to this whole thing. Please, yeah, leave your comments, likes, whatever. I love y'all. Bye.